Hello, my name is Doug Fox. I am briefing you on the instructions for the strategic positioning workshop you are going to be coming to. You should have received with this video a printed list of instructions as well as a sample grid as an example of what you're going to be creating to bring to the workshop. I will also be showing you this example here. So first up, just as a briefing on why we're doing this and what we're doing strategic positioning, and April Dunford, I think, has the best description specifically for B2B. That positioning is the act of deliberately defining how you are the best at something that a defined market cares about. Super important to creating meaning and differentiation, which is very important as an early stage startup. How do you figure out where your positioning should be? A lot of early stage startups put way too much focus on that blue ball. The homework we're going to give you and what we're going to do in the workshop is really coloring in the more important green and orange sections of the market needs, what matters most to your ICP, your ideal customer profile, what competitors are messaging are known, and competitors who you're actually compared with. And then that across the strengths of what you're doing and what you can be building. And you need to place your bet on a single positioning area, and there are 10 options, and you're going to see we're going to be mapping in the grid these 10. I just want to give a quick description, as this might be helpful for you in knowing how to shade based on your audience's needs and your competitive situation. Leader, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. Someone who is either defined as the leader in a marketplace or someone who claims to be the leader. Innovator would be a claim of breakthrough or cutting edge technology as being the lead of how a competitor is positioned, as well as an audience desiring that as what is most important for them and looking for a partner. Domain expertise is a claim of expertise, or it could even be that their solution was built by experts for some reason, someone with experts on the needs or on this specific category. Low risk is the safe choice. Easiest solution is sort of like the no one ever gets fired for choosing IBM. This is actually really important a lot of times to an audience, especially if people are risk averse, like a lot of people are in complex B2B sales. Customer intimacy is customer centricity. Think of it almost like a high level of service, sort of white glove level of service, superior service. It could also be solutions sort of specifically built around the needs or unmet needs of an audience. Operational excellence is most of the time about efficiency, improving inefficiencies, wasted time, wasted energy in a process or something that a audience is currently doing. Value provider, you see it side by side with low cost, but they're actually very, very different. Value provider is a claim that if they pay you for your solution, that they're either going to save you money or help you make more money. So basically an ROI as a lead for why you should choose their solution. Low cost, very, very different. That is actually that you are a lower cost option than whoever they are currently doing it. Comprehensive solution is a claim of having a greater breadth or more options or more solutions in the market. Actually, not normally a big driver of audience need, more so what vendors want to offer. In superior product, you notice we have an asterisk there. That's because superior product is a single positioning area. You would need to choose it, but you need to choose it for a specific reason. Superior, i.e., superior speed versus superior ease versus superior experience. It can't be multiple things that you are superior for. It is a single thing. If you have multiple, then you're up in that comprehensive solution positioning. Now, in the homework, I'm going to be teaching you how to visualize these on the supplied grid. And you should have received this in the email where you received the link to this video. This is a way of visualizing the market. You see the 10 positioning areas are represented there, and you notice there's some superiors with some blanks for you to then map areas of superiority that either matter to your audience or that competitors are currently messaging or known for. So how are you first going to visualize on this map? First thing you're going to do is you're going to map this across competitors. You're going to be using red for doing that. What is current competitors' messaging or mind share? And I want to draw a really important thing that, like, you want to focus on which competitors does your ideal customer profile, your ICP, most often compare you with. It's very easy to kind of search online and find people that might be doing what you're doing, but if you're not actually compared with them very often or at all, that's not really who's important. It's more who you're compared with. And sometimes that's not an actual competitor, someone doing exactly what you're doing. It could be some current method that they're doing instead of potentially having a product to solve it. I.e., I say a lot of times, a lot of these AI solutions right now are replacing something someone's doing in Excel or in PowerPoint or some other sort of outdated kind of office tech, right? With a lot of manual effort. In those situations of those competitors, how are they currently positioning or messaging? So looking at their website on which of those 10 areas are they sort of leading with from a claim perspective? And then equally, what are they naturally known for? Sometimes you will have, if you're competing against larger brands, they just have recognition for something, i.e., for example, they might be recognized as the leader, but not actually have to claim that just because they've been doing it for so long and have so much mind share. And the natural one is going to be more appropriate for the what I would call current methods that aren't actual competitors. For example, if someone's doing something in Excel, that's going to be naturally low cost, right? Because they have that. That's not costing them anything to use that. So then once you know how the competitors are currently messaging or known, you're going to be shading in red on the grid, actually naming the competitors, i.e., so for example, if IBM was someone you're competing with, you're actually going to put on the grid in red the letters IBM or any other competitors you have. You're going to put them in the box they represent. And then for competitors, whoever is your most important competitor, you're most often compared with, you're going to put a number 1 next to their name in the areas of the grid. Whoever is number 2, you're going to put a number 2. And whoever is number 3, you're going to put a number 3. So you're visualizing overall the competitive universe, but you're also going to have some that are emphasized more, right? Because there's going to be certain competitors it's going to be more important that you are differentiated from. Once you have completed the competitive universe, next you're going to do is you're going to be mapping in green across the audience needs. Once again, getting to your ICP, what are their top pains, wants, needs, desires around the problem you are solving? What do they view as the top consideration criteria in solving their pains and problems? Just for example, if they feel right now that however they're doing it is very, very slow and that's a real problem for them, superior speed would be an area you'd want to put in green on this. If, for example, the large competitors they're working with are not very audience centric, and if anything, sometimes some of those big companies might even bully them, customer intimacy might be an area that would be shaded in green as important as a way of consideration criteria that would be meaningful to them. And actually, that would be an example of C of any pain specific to working with competitors and or current products. And I want to make this really important. This isn't what you wish it to be. This is what their opinion would actually be, your ICP. What would they say? If you could survey 100 of them, what would they say is most important? And then you're going to shade these areas in green. You're actually going to take the words of, i.e., customer intimate. You're going to make that green if that's one of those areas. Any other ones that matter to your audience, you're going to put in green. Ones that don't, you're going to leave as is. And then for the most important one for your ICP, you're going to put a green number 1 on that. For the second most important to your ICP, you're going to put a green number 2. And for the third most important, you're going to have a green number 3. And your grid is going to look something like this. So you see there's a whole bunch that don't have anything on them at all, right? Expert, innovator, leader, low cost, none of those aren't green at all. You're going to see the red areas where there's some obvious clustering here of the competitors. And you'll see them labeled the number 1 competitor, number 2 competitor, number 3, which is also bolded on this to make them stand out a little bit more. And then you will see the green areas that matter most to the audience with a green number 1, most important to the audience, green number 2, second most important to the audience, and green number 3 for third most important to the audience. You're going to be creating this grid. You're going to be bringing this with you to the workshop, and we are going to be using this to place a bet on a positioning area that will speak to your offering strengths, will be different than what competitors or messaging are known for, and will be very important to your ICP in meeting their needs. Greatly look forward to seeing you at this workshop. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to whoever is administering this workshop. But I look forward to seeing you soon and helping you get a sharper, more audience-centric positioning for your venture.